Greetings and salutations, Mega Wizard 79 here with another episode of Skyrim, and welcome to Darkfall Cave. At least I think that's how you pronounce it, Darkfall Cave, right? Yep, Darkfall Cave. Apparently this is an area that I've already been to, or well, no, I haven't been to it. I just discovered it when I was heading towards this orc stronghold. But anyway, without further ado, let's just go in, shall we? Let's see. Ariel's bow, huh? Man, that takes me back to Morrowind. You see in Morrowind, what do you call it? Like, you come across Ariel's bow when, you have to, oh, wow. Yeah? Wow. Her eyes look a lot like her mother's now. That is actually kind of cool. And kind of terrifying. I would not want to be greeted by those eyes in a place like this. But anyway. But yeah, Ariel's bow. So, in Morrowind, if you decided to join House Telvanni and you did a quest for one of the Telvanni leaders, I forget her name, but, she's one of the, because you see, House Telvanni, it's ruled by, immortal wizards, more or less. Well, not really immortal. They can die. It's just they live for a really long time. But long story short, she's so old actually that her memory is starting to fall apart. You know, like basically they have to basically her servants have to basically constantly keep tabs on her and stuff, like to make sure that she remembers to eat, to sleep. Like she's essentially so old she's suffering dementia. But yeah, so she sends you on a mission to go and find to find Ariel's bow, which turns out to be a Daedric bow in that game. But you know, it's not really a Daedric bow. It's actually just a very powerful, unique bow. And apparently it seems that it's actually, lore-wise, it used to belong to one of the, gods of the Altmer, interestingly enough. Alright. It is so dark in here. Yeah, this actually might be a good time to actually use this. There we go. Okay. Alright. You're not a vampire, so you will eat lightning, and you went right through the wall. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, sorry. What do you call it? Remember how I said that what do you call it? The word wall that I went to all the way over here in the last episode. Where was it? Yeah. Here we go. This place right here. So yeah, this place right here. Technically speaking, what do you call it? It doesn't, you know, like this place was added when you download the Dawnguard DLC, if I recall, because the word you get is drain, is another drain spell. But yeah, so apparently there is a way to fix it, you know, because you see, Arangir, how to put it, it's like, sorry, it's just it's a bug, you know. Again, it's just if you go on the wiki site and you go all the way down from the quest that are, you know, the Radiant quest that he gives you on that page, and you go all the way down, it'll show you that bug, and it says that pretty much like the only, like, you know, if you're on PC, you just enter some command codes and then bam, you're good. But if you're not on PC, the only known way to fix it is to hopefully you didn't get the word wall from here. So all you do is, you know, if you're unfortunate enough for that bug to trigger, you just go to this specific place, Northwind Summit. The only way to reach Northwind Summit is through Northwind Mine. But yeah, if you go through here, get the word wall there, boom, it's fixed. The getting the word here counts as essentially getting the word here. So that way you can free him up again and thus use his services. If unfortunately, you know, of course, so that will only work if you didn't get the word already, like I did. So, fortunately, I didn't go to that place yet, so I was able to fix it. So I wasn't screwed. But yeah. So fortunately, I was able to fix it, so I can, so I don't have to you know, rely on the wiki exclusively to go and find all those words. Because to be honest, basically, while I don't, you know, I'm not above using a wiki site to find some things, especially some very hard to find things, but you know, I prefer to actually just use the game systems, you know, like the, you know, like the whole point of Iron Gear is just basically so you don't have to, you know, if you don't feel like exploring, you know, if you don't feel like going to every single ruin to find, oops, sorry, to find, man, it is really dark in here. Alright, but yeah, you know, if you don't feel like, you know, having to explore every single corner of the world. Not really. Man, this place is dark. Okay, so this is a moonstone mine, not bad. I don't really see many of those. Okay, how the heck do I get down there? But yeah, and anyway, essentially all I'm just trying to say... Whoa! Oh, wonderful. What the... Whoa! Holy... Okay, this is so scripted. Whoa! What the heck? What is going... What just happened here? Whoa! Alright. That was a thing. I mean, damn. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Alright then. I have to admit, I was not expecting that. That was totally scripted. Because, you know, I mean, yeah, sure, water actually does have some physics tied to it, but at the end of the day, you can actually fight against the current unbelievably successfully in this game. But, yeah, wow, that was,
I knew I heard something.
More spiders? Oh, she brought the big one alive.
Get it now while we can. That'll teach you.
Damn. Yeesh. I wonder. Do I have any... I mean, I usually don't use, like, you know, resurrecting zombies or stuff like that, but let's see. Reanimate a more powerful core... Let's see. Oh! Okay, so I do have a slightly more powerful version. That's kind of cool. I mean, I usually... again, I usually don't rely on basically bringing zombies and stuff to life. Just because, I mean... you know, astronauts and Dramoras, they just tend to be more powerful than things you would find in the world. With some exceptions, of course.
Who's there?
Whoa! Ugh. You again. Okay.
Yo! No show it!
Yeah, you spiders love fire, don't you? Oh, nice! I can bring the big one to life. That is cool. Yeah, I have to say I have been kind of missing out in regards to that. I mean, I usually don't use reanimating spells. I just don't. Ooh, what's in here? Okay, okay. Like, alright, I like that. Take that. Alright, out of my way, please. Wonderful. Oh, great. Please out of my way. Move, please. Come on. Wonderful. Come on, move it. Come on, I want to make some use of you before you wither into nothingness, like the other ones did. Well, great. Never mind. Huh, interesting. Hers lasts longer. But then again, I don't use, you know, I don't put enough points on the necromantic side of conjuration. So, yeah. That's why mine would never last as long as hers does. So, it's, you know, it's kind of interesting to see that I can actually resurrect dead things if I so choose. To a certain extent. Let's see. This one is the most powerful that I have, so... because I don't have any... Nope. Reverent is the highest that I have currently. Oh well. We might play around with that for a little while. No reason not to. Anything dead around here besides, Nope. Besides her and the spider? Not really. Alright. There's nothing alive yet. Alright. I'm gonna have to dual cast this thing, because, there we go. That'll last longer. Anyway. But yeah, well... great. Sorry! My apologies! And now I got slightly turned around. Whoop whoop. Alright, so that way... Okay, so I'm guessing... Yeah, it's the same way. Alright. And I can't believe it went around. It's so weird. Anyway. But yeah, personally I prefer to use the systems in the game to help me find things as opposed to
These people were... Why would anyone want to set up camp here? I wonder what happened to them.
Well, probably they might have been hiding from someone. Oh, well, that'll probably explain it. Guess no sense in me. Let's see. Cure poison, I don't. Well, I'll take it. Money. I don't need that steel dagger. Bolts. That. Where's the second body? Hello, what do we have here? That'll probably open something. First let's read the note. Alright. Alright, it's all one page. Okay, sister, I know that you'll come find me, but it will be too late. If you find this letter, get out of the Forsaken Cave as soon as possible. We were fools to think we could live so close to such creatures and live peacefully. I should have headed back to camp with you after we placed the torches down here. I thought these trolls would be different, that they would somehow understand that we didn't want to hurt them. I am now cornered, and it's only a matter of time before one of the trolls decides to finish me off. I hope it is a quick death. Farewell, my dear sister. Why in God's name would you ever think a troll would have that level of awareness. Yeah. Sorry, lady, but that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I mean, I know minotaurs, well, back in the old days, they actually did have a certain level of ooh, secret passage. What is in here? Huh! Well then, that's very conspicuous. Let's see. We didn't finish exploring. Hmm? Behind us, right? Ow! I mean, granted, it didn't hurt as much as it should have, but still. Man, this place is dark. I mean, dark fall cave. Huh. Are you still getting hit by the... My goodness, lady! Think I got this. There we go. And can't turn my head for a second, can you? Can I? And this place is supposed to be massive. Yeah, this place is kind of big. This must be where the trolls are? Or... Wait, didn't we just...
Something's not right here. Be careful. I think we may be in for some trouble.
Hang on. Let me just... Okay. I just wanted to make sure that that little side path is actually the way to... Alright. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Alright. Ah! There are the trolls. Ooh, there's a lot of them. Unfortunately, though, they're just... I don't have lesser soul gems for them, so... I will make their deaths quick. With fire.
Who's there?
Trolls, I just said
I knew
so.
I heard something. I knew I heard something. Done and done.
Wow. Ah. That's freaking awesome. Yeesh. Yee. Maybe this was the other person? Yuck. Oh, thank you. That was beautiful. Alright. But yeah, seriously, monsters like that. Things like that don't have a conscience or reasoning. They're just animals. I mean, there might have been a point in time when they're, you know, what do you call it? If they actually did have some sense of awareness in their earlier stages of development, but if that's the case, they've already lost it and devolved into these things that have no conscience, no pity. I mean, seriously, they attack you on oh. Well then. It looks like I could have reached it either way. Okay. But let's go check that last passage real quick. I know I usually don't do this much exploring, but... it's always good to just clear out an area once in a while, right? Alright, so... I'm gonna sneeze again. Sorry. Oh boy. Now, There is one thing I will say, you know, in regards to this game and its magic system. For the most part, they make spellcasting kind of fun, to a certain extent. But eventually it just kind of gets really boring. And another problem is that a lot of your spells, because friendly fire is a thing, and because these NPCs are as dumb as dirt, a lot of your more a lot of your more powerful spells are just off the table because, well, you can't use them. Like, for example, I cannot use Chain Lightning if I have an ally with me, because if they're anywhere near the, you know, the enemy when the spell goes off, it'll hit them too, and well, that can end up pissing some people off. And I don't know about you, but I just don't. I just don't want to have to aggro my own companions. It's stupid. Alright, I guess this is the way you get out. Yep. Alright. Just wanted to be sure. Alright. Now then. We're gonna go in through the secret passage because, quite frankly, I don't trust that guy. And I'd rather catch him from behind than him noticing that we're coming straight at him. See where is he?
Come forward. You have nothing to fear here.
Oh, alright. Oh, I know who this guy is, or at least I know a little bit of him, so to speak. This guy is actually a snow elf. The last of his, you know, well, let's just let him explain.
I am Knight Paladin Gelibor. Welcome to the great chantry of Auriel. Auriel, Alkosh, Akatosh, so many different names for the sovereign of the Snow Elves. I prefer Snow Elf. The name Falmer usually holds a negative meaning to most travelers. Those twisted creatures you call Falmer, I call the Betrayed. Of course, you're here for Auriel's bow. Why else would you be here? I can help you get it, but first, I must have your assistance.
Of course, tit for tat, and man, the light just... Dude, you are pale. The fact that... Ooh, wow. You might wanna... You look severely dehydrated, dude. You should probably, you know, boil some of this water here, cool it down, and then drink it.
I need you to kill Archcurate Vertha, my brother. The kinship between us is gone. I don't understand what he's become, but he's no longer the brother I once knew. It was the Betrayed. They did something to him. I just don't know why Auriel would allow this to happen. They swept into the chantry without warning, and began killing everyone without pause. The chantry was a place of peaceful worship. I led a small group of paladins, but we were no match for the Betrayed's sheer numbers. They slaughtered everyone, and stormed the inner sanctum where I believe they corrupted Vertha. He's alive. I've seen him, but something's wrong. He never looks as though he's in pain or under duress. He just stands there and watches, as though waiting. Leaving the way shrines unguarded would be violating my sacred duty as a Knight Paladin of Auriel, and an assault on the Betrayed guarding the inner sanctum would only end with my death. Yes, let me show you.
You got nothing to say here, Serena.
So this is snow elf magic. Incredible.
This structure is known as a way shrine. They were used for meditation and for transport when the Chantry was a place of enlightenment. Prelates of these shrines were charged with teaching the mantras of Auriel to our initiates.
What's that basin in the center signify?
Once the initiate completed his mantras, he'd dip a ceremonial ewer in the basin at the way shrine's center and proceed to the next way shrine.
So these initiates had to lug around a heavy pitcher of water. Marvelous. How long would they have to do that?
Well, once the initiate's enlightenment was complete, he'd bring the ewer to the Chantry's inner sanctum. Pouring the contents of the ewer into the sacred basin of the sanctum would allow him to enter for an audience with the Archcurate himself.
All that just to end up dumping it out? It makes no sense to me.
It's symbolic. I don't expect you to understand.
So, let's get this straight. We need to do all that nonsense to get into the temples so we can kill your brother and claim Ariel's bow.
I know how it all sounds. But if there was another way, I'd have done it long ago. The only way to get to my brother is by following in the initiate's footsteps and traveling from way shrine to way shrine, just as they did. The first lay at the end of Darkfall Passage, a cavern that represents the absence of enlightenment. There are 5 in total, spread far apart across the Chantry.
Of course.
Caves? Oh no. The Chantry encompasses far more than a few caves, as you'll soon discover. But before I send you on your way, you'll need the initiate's ewer. Once you've located a way shrine, there'll be a spectral prelate tending to it. They will allow you to draw the waters from the shrine's basin, as if you've been enlightened. This may be the last time we're able to converse. If you have any questions before you leave, I suggest you ask them. Otherwise, all I can do now is grant you my hopes for a safe journey.
Oh.
Questions? I expected as much.
Okie doke. Well then. To be fair, I wasn't expecting this. This is definitely... Ooh, activate Shrine of Ariel. What does this do? Other blessings removed, Blessing of Ariel added. Okay. What blessing did I receive this time? Because if Akatosh gives you regenerative magic... sorry, not regenerative, I think it... No, yeah, it does. It gives you magic regeneration. So what does this one do? That's mine. No. Doesn't look like it's giving me anything. Oh, here it is. What? Marksmanship? Ah. Well, that's useless to me, but it makes sense considering that, you know, the whole damn point that we're here is to get a stupid bow. Yeah, it's really weird that he was so close to those damn trolls, and those trolls never did anything to him. That's, quite unexpected. Let's see. No books? No nothing? And you call yourself a paladin. I mean, paladins are holy warriors, so they should at least have their, they should have the scriptures of their order with them at all times. And have a spare copy to give to the Inquisitive. Oh, well. Let's see. So what does the ewer look like? Here it is. Oh, that's a fancy-looking jug. I mean, seriously, this is literally just a jug that they changed a teeny bit. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really pretty. But god damn, 1,500 for this? Damn. My goodness, what's it made out of? Gold?
Questions? I expected as much. They're ghosts of the snow elf priests that tended the way shrines before being slaughtered by the betrayed. Through the grace of Auriel, They were restored to their spectral form to enable them to continue their duties. I'm afraid in their current form, they still believe the Chantry to be an active center of worship. They won't respond to you in any way other than believing that you're an initiate and you're undertaking the journey to the inner sanctum.
Of course.
This is, or was, the epicenter of our religion. Most of the Snow Elf people worshipped Auriel. The Chantry was constructed near the beginning of the First Era to provide a retreat for those that wished to become enlightened. Our empire had temples to some of the other deities. Trinimac, Ciribane, Yffrey, and Finister rounded out the rest. But those temples paled in comparison to the glory of the Chantry and its way shrines. Oh yes, they were an important part of the process here. They represented the steps the initiates took on the path to total enlightenment. Sadly, the magic used to construct these wonders were lost long before I arrived here.
Is it really magic or just a really advanced form of technology, really? Because, to be honest, I mean, like, you know, the Dwemer, to them, magic and technology were one and the same, really. Considering how they were able to fuse the two together to create their constructs and all whatnot. And, you know, she really just likes walking around as we're having a conversation. She's done this, like, several times already. Like, she's just, like, woo, like, going around me like some kind of child on a leash.
We were once a wealthy and prosperous society that occupied a portion of Skyrim. Unfortunately, we were constantly at war with the Nords, who claimed the land as their ancestral home. In a manner of speaking, we had always maintained an uneasy alliance with the underground-dwelling dwarves, and when faced with extinction, we turned to them for help. Surprisingly, they agreed to protect us, but demanded a terrible price: the blinding of our race. There were splinter groups that resisted the agreement, and even some that sought alternate alliances. But when it was all said and done, those elves were either slaughtered, vanished, or gave up and took the dwarves' bargain. I've often asked myself that very same question. The blinding of my race was supposedly accomplished with a toxin, certainly not enough to devolve them into the sad and twisted beings they've become. The Chantry is quite isolated, so it took some time for word of the dwarves' offer to reach us here. By the time the compact had been completed, it was too late for us to even attempt to intervene. Correct. We only numbered perhaps 100 at the time, so our presence remained a secret to the dwarves and the Nords. Ironically, our undoing came at the hands of our own people. Yes, they swarmed the Chantry in vast numbers until we were completely overrun. We never really stood a chance. I assumed that the Archcurate was corrupted by them when they found a way to breach the inner sanctum. Verther and myself are the only two snow elves that remain. May Auriel keep you free from harm.
The only two that remain, huh? Well, it's gonna be you pretty soon, and wow, look at that!
Questions? I expected as much.
Man, okay, so the rest of his body is just white as snow, but those parts right there are tanned as hell, which makes me, it's like, that's gotta be like that's gotta be like a graphical glitch or something, like they didn't program him right or something, because there's no way that would make sense. It's like, how the heck could that part of his body, which is like behind him, get more sunlight than the rest of his body, considering he's in a freaking cave all the time? There's just no way. The only way that would make sense is if he's like walking around with his elbows in front of his face like this all the time, and it's like, even then, it's like, it's dubious to imagine that. Oh well. But anyway, so we'll just cut it off right here, and then in the next episode we will do that whole shebang of going from way shrine to way shrine. Oh boy, now this takes me back to Oblivion, when you had to go around and get the blessing of every single deity to become a member of the 9 divines. Oh boy, that was fun. But anyway, until that time though, this is Mega Wizard 79 bidding you all adieu.